That's a really unique name.
Rehtaeh. Just call her Ray.
When one night blows a girl's life apart.
It was just such a cruel thing to do.
Her torment goes viral.
She was always waiting
Ray?
for something bad to happen.
Ray!
Friends turn to enemies.
Did you get paid for this porno shoot?
I said, you tell me what you need me to do, because I don't know.
Cruelty turns to tragedy.
My insides were just screaming, no, this can't be my girl.
And international outrage.
We do not forgive. We do not forget.
Okay, ready? Okay, go.
Hi, my name is Rehtaeh Parsons. I live in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. I want to be a vet when I grow up so I can help animals feel better.
Around the age of 14, I took my niece's name Heather and I spelled it backwards. And I said, oh, that spells Rehtaeh. That's an awesome name. I think if I ever have a little girl, I'm going to name her Rehtaeh. Rehtaeh changed my life the day she was born in amazing ways. So I made a promise to her that I'd be the best mom I could be to her.
I have lots of friends. My boyfriend's name is Grant.
She had a very stubborn, strong streak and very determined. She was always very loving and very compassionate right from an early age. That was one of her best qualities, is that she had such a huge heart.
Is that it?
We saw a deer once, me and my dad.
My name is Glenn Canning, and I am Rehtaeh Parsons' father. I was actually beyond excited when I found out that I was going to be a father. I was with Rehtaeh when she was born. I held her right after they bundled her up, and to me it was a gift. She was an absolute gift. She was a treasure in my life.
Is it over yet?
It is now.
Although Leah and Glenn separated before Rehtaeh was born, they are both very much part of her life, as are her two younger half-sisters.
I saw Rehtaeh as much as I possibly could. I loved every minute of it.
Cole Harbor, where Rehtaeh lives with her mom, is a small, close-knit community where everyone knows each other. It's the fall of 2011, and Rehtaeh is a 15-year-old straight-A student.
Hi, sweetheart. Oh, hi, Mom. Look, Ray, I don't really want you on your phone all night, okay? Can you at least take your jacket off? 2 minutes, all right?
2 minutes, yeah.
Social media was definitely taking off. Everybody had phones at that time, and she spent, a lot of time messaging her friends. That became a big part of her life.
It's kids. She would be like, okay, I got a new cell phone, new Facebook, and she'd invite her friends. And then friends would be friends of friends of friends. Young people are connected, and it just seems like it's hard to get them to disconnect.
Like all teenagers she knows, Rehtaeh plays out her life online. Sharing her photos, news, and intimate thoughts, she is connecting to people all over Nova Scotia.
We were cautious about it, just thinking, okay, this is just something that's, it's just another part of kids' lives now. It's just how they communicate with each other, and nothing bad will come out of it, but you can't see the future.
One night, Rehtaeh asked me if she could have a sleepover at her new friend Lucy's home, which is just one community over from our community. I had spoken to Lucy's mom on the phone. Her mother had said, yes, everything's good. Yes, she's allowed to sleep over.
What neither mother realizes is that the girls are going to the house party of a boy from school.
Hey, Adam.
Hey, Lucy. What was her name again? Rita or something?
Rehtaeh. Just call her Ray.
Ray. Got it. Come on.
Rehtaeh was quiet until you got to know her, and she was cautious. So she was cautious right from a little girl as far as taking in her surroundings. At some point, alcohol was introduced, so they were drinking vodka straight. At 15, Rehtaeh would have no idea what vodka does to your body, what alcohol does to your body.
The next morning, Rehtaeh wakes to the eerie aftermath of last night's party. But there is no sign of Lucy or anyone she'd call a friend. After making her own way home alone, Rehtaeh struggles to remember what happened the night before.
Okay, I'm gonna make some tea. Mom, get out of my room!
She did seem off the next day. She wasn't really herself. I just kept hoping it would get better, not worse.
A few days after the party, Rehtaeh senses that something is very wrong at school.
Lucy?
Rehtaeh struggles to remember exactly what happened at the party, but she suspects the worst. And now a compromising photograph has been posted on social media.
Suddenly, she went from being Rehtaeh, everybody knew and loved, to the slut.
Rehtaeh then gets a message from Josh, the boy in the photograph with her.
Oh my god, that's her. Slut.
I got called out for work, and my sister called me and told me I had to come home right away because Rehtaeh really needs you to get here now. I was scared.
Ray?
My insides were kind of screaming, no, 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 no.
Ray?
"15-year-old Rehtaeh Parsons is a bubbly teenager until a party she is at spirals out of control. When a compromising photograph of her goes viral at school, she is brutally cut off by her friends. And in the small community of Cole Harbor, there is nowhere to hide.
Ray? Ray?
When I got home, she was rocking herself and saying that her life was over. And then she started purging everything that had happened.
Well, how much vodka do you think you had? Like, was it 1 or 2 glasses?
I don't know, Mom. It was shots. It was a lot of them. I don't know.
Okay, so there was you and those boys.
I don't know what they were doing, but one of them came up behind me, breathing on my neck, and he was having sex with me.
It was very traumatic, and my insides were just screaming, no, this can't be my girl.
Ray, that was not sex. What happened to you? That was rape.
That's not what they're saying, Mom. Everyone's saying that I wanted it. They're saying that I'm a slut and that I'm a whore.
Oh, no. Now listen. You're my strong girl. You and me and your dad, we will deal with this. Okay? Promise.
She was saying they're not going to let go of this. They're not going to leave me alone.
Determined to get justice for Rehtaeh, Leah brings her to the local police station the next day.
So the photograph. I know you haven't seen
I
it.
don't want to see it.
Of course you don't. But you say that your friend has seen it? Can you describe it for me? No, take your time. We're not in a hurry.
I was at the window. I felt him behind me. He was laughing and he was breathing on my neck.
At the window.
I was sick because of the vodka, and that's when they took it.
While you were being sick. I have to ask you this, Rehtaeh. I'm sorry. You are sure that at no point did you consent to any sexual activity?
No, wait. Sexual activity? No. What happened to her was rape. And that photo that's being passed around the school, that's child pornography.
Even though Rehtaeh's face is not visible in the photograph, the boys have made no secret of the fact that it was her.
Growing up in the environment I did, there's guys out there thinking if someone ever did this to my kid, I'd be out there with a rifle looking for them and they would never get away with it and crap like that. I had to fess up with Ray. I just said to her that, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I just said, nothing in my life ever prepared me for something like this. And I don't know how to help you. And I don't know what to do. And I said, you tell me what you need me to do, because I don't know. She said, I want you to just keep being my dad, because when I'm with you, everything is normal. And I guess that's what I did.
A few days after the first interview, Leah gets some unwelcome news.
I get a call from a different police detachment, which is the Halifax Integrative Crime Unit, saying that there was a mistake made and that they would be taking over from here. That Rehtaeh had to go back in and give another statement. At the second statement, I wasn't allowed in the room because that's the protocol. It was videotaped, and there's a child protection worker there as well.
So, one of the boys contacted you after the alleged incident?
Yeah, I got a text. He asked if I was okay. I don't think he really meant it.
And you replied with, LOL, it's cool. Is that right?
Yes, but it's not what it sounds like. I just didn't want him to be mad at me. I needed it to go away. I needed it all to stop.
She's 15. She's just watched her whole life falling apart right in front of her eyes when this text was sent. Of course she's going to try and downplay it. Of course she's going to say she's okay. Doesn't mean it didn't happen.
While the police continue their investigation, Rehtaeh makes a fresh start in a new school in neighboring Dartmouth.
She never went back to Cole Harbor High at all.
You'll be okay.
Not a single time.
You know, just hold your head up. You have nothing to be ashamed of.
That's all I gotta do, just walk in there, right? It's easy.
Just take it by the horns. Good luck!
When we transferred her to the new school to try to outrun this photo, she was terrified. But she wanted to get back up.
I met Rehtaeh when she came to Prince Andrew High School. And we happened to be working on portfolios.
That's a really unique name.
Rehtaeh. It's Heather spelled backwards.
Right. Bryony. Everyone gets mine wrong usually too. It's Brianna sometimes, but Brian was the worst.
And that's how we started talking, was because our names are both so unique. And then after that, we were friends. We went everywhere together. Rehtaeh was shy. She could be very timid, actually. But once you got to know her, then yes, I found she could be very confident.
Can we give Bryony a ride home?
Sure. Hi, Bryony. I'm Leah.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Well, hop in.
Rehtaeh really liked Bryony. I remember Bryony and I chatted all the way back to her house. And then when I dropped Bryony off, Rehtaeh exclaimed, "I knew that you were going to love Bryony. I knew that you two were going to click." So it was nice to know that she had met a friend in that school. But even though Rehtaeh was going to a new school, she hasn't really escaped the backlash of this photo.
Let me see. Isn't that cool? My mom was like, "What?" I was like, "Mom, you know I love ravens."
It's so beautiful.
Yeah. And ravens actually...
Hey.
It was shocking to me how horrible people can be in your darkest moments, how you can be attacked.
"16-year-old Rehtaeh Parsons has changed schools to get away from the cyberbullying that's followed her since a pornographic photograph was posted online 5 months earlier. But the neighboring schools are on the same social media networks, and she can't escape.
One day, she had a girl come up to her with a bunch of other girls as well, and they kind of made a circle around us.
Ray? Were you enjoying it? Did you beg him?
I just felt like there was nothing I could do about it. I essentially grew up with these people, and it's very caught in the middle would be how I would feel, because, you know, obviously I wanted to say something, but like, these girls are much more powerful than me. It was really upsetting.
So, did you get paid for this porno shoot, or did you just do it for free? You know, because you like it. Slut.
I just tried to be there for her, just be her friend.
Hey, I'm fine.
The texts between Rehtaeh and her father Glenn show how she's really feeling. But also they show how grateful Rehtaeh is for his support. Seeing her daughter under constant attack, Leah fights for her on every front.
Ray, don't look at it. Don't. Who's it from?
I don't recognize the number. Mom.
No.
Mom, stop. You're just gonna make it worse.
All right, you listen to me. If anything happens to her, if even one hair on her head is harmed, I'm holding you personally responsible. Do you understand me?
I was in fix-it mode. We can get through this. We're going to fix it. Kind of survival mode. Because I watched this, confident girl crumbling day after day. Rehtaeh said, "I'm too young to have this many emotions going through my mind." And she knew that she was completely overwhelmed.
Frustrated that there's been no progress on the case since the photograph was taken, Leah keeps pressure on the police.
Well, do you mean it takes time? You've had time. You've had months to interview these boys. I don't care if you've got 530 cases. I want action on this one. My daughter's desperate. She's at risk. She's vulnerable.
The closeness of mother and daughter is tested, but Rehtaeh acknowledges Leah's love and support in a Facebook post. "12 months since the start of the investigation. Finally, there is news.
Hello?
The head of the Special Investigations Unit calls.
Oh, hi. What?
He tells me that there's not going to be any charges laid for child pornography or sexual assault. And when I asked him why, he went on to explain that there was a text message sent between Rehtaeh and one of the males. The police actually used that text against her, saying that that was consent. LOL, it's cool. To me, that means, yeah, leave me alone.
The police have also been advised by the Crown Prosecution Service that there is insufficient evidence to prove that Rehtaeh did not consent to sex.
And her face wasn't showing in the photo, so child pornography charges wouldn't stick. And as we all know who's in the photo, doesn't matter if her face is shown or not. I was in shock. I couldn't believe it, actually.
I'm sorry, ma'am. We can't take this case any further.
I can't tell her that.
At that point, I was just thinking, you know what? We just have to find a way to get through this. We have to find a way to get through this.
Following the shock of the police decision, Rehtaeh struggles to get her life back on track.
A couple months after, it seemed like, she was still lost, but she was coming to the realization, I think, that there's my old life and I'm never going to get it back, so I've got to build a new one.
If I could be anything, I think I would be an animal rights attorney.
Rehtaeh was really making the best out of the situation she was in. She was working towards bettering her future, and things were starting to look up for her.
She had a new boyfriend. She seemed to really like him. It was really nice, and it just seemed like, she's doing better. She's getting back on her feet a bit.
Hello? Dr. Ray, are you with me?
Yeah, sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You want to talk about the new boyfriend?
No. Okay, he's nice, and I like him. No more questions.
She gave me a look, and I don't know what it is to this day, but she just kind of gave a nod of her head.
I love you.
I love you too.
I left there, I was thinking, okay, she's going to be all right.
I was in bed around 10. I started texting Rehtaeh because she had a curfew and to remind her that she needed to come home. I heard her come in the door moments later, and I could hear Rehtaeh's voice getting louder and louder.
Rehtaeh is with a family friend, but Leah can only hear her daughter's voice.
I assumed that she was angry and on the phone with somebody.
I'm done with this conversation. Goodbye.
Then it quieted down. And I don't know how much time had passed. It wasn't that much time. Her friend came to the bedroom and knocked on the door and said that Rehtaeh has locked herself in the bathroom and that she couldn't get in.
Why? What's happened?
I think she had a fight with her boyfriend.
Okay, I'm coming. Don't panic. Ray? Ray, come on, sweetie. Ray, let's go. Come on, it's late. Ray? Don't do this. Come on. Ray! Ray! What?
I could feel the weight on her door, but I thought she was trying to keep me out, so I thought she was pressing her back up against the door. That's when I saw her.
At just 17 years old, Rehtaeh Parsons has been struggling for 17 months with the torment of cyberbullying. And her ordeal has now come to a head.
I got up the next morning, probably about 5:30. Picked up my cell phone and looked at it, and there was a bunch of voicemail messages on it. And they were all from Leah. She said, "Glenn, it's Leah. Bray hanged herself."
Rehtaeh is rushed to the hospital and immediately put on life support.
Ray was in the bed, and she had a air tube thing in her nose and a tube down her throat. And she was just laying there. Ray was fragile. She hanged herself, but her doing that had nothing to do with having to fight with her boyfriend.
Without her, I just felt like I can't do life. I didn't think I was going to make it. I could see a door kind of closing in on me, and if I didn't reach through that door, my time would be up.
I was in shock that it could even happen. In an instant, it felt like. I remember wishing that I would just wake up and there would be a text message there from her.
In the wake of Rehtaeh's death, Leah turns to Facebook to fight for justice.
Her story needed to be heard, so now I'm her voice.
Hello?
Check your Facebook. It's amazing.
Really?
It was unbelievable what happened. That post got picked up, and it just absolutely went viral. Her story went international, and it did it in hours.
"52 countries joined Rehtaeh's page, and the support from around the world, I was just overwhelmed with how beautiful that was.
As Leah's post continues to go viral around the world, there's an outpouring of anger across Nova Scotia that the boys involved in the case are walking free.
The whole community was really in shock that this could even happen in a small little town. All of Nova Scotia, it felt like, was talking about what had happened to this poor young girl.
When I went home after she died, I just wanted to close the doors, lock myself in the house, and just hide from the world. But there was this huge protest downtown Halifax. I'm watching on TV, and they're holding her picture. There's people crying, And I was thinking, where the hell am I? Right? I'm not going to be able to walk away from this. There's no way. I'm thinking we're going to get to the bottom of this, and we're going to hold people accountable. I just had no idea what was about to come.
This is a statement from Anonymous in response to the suicide of Rehtaeh Parsons. We are Legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Our demands are simple. This is a statement from Anonymous in response to the suicide of Rehtaeh Parsons.
Anonymous, an international league of hackers and cyber activists, throws its weight behind the public demand for justice.
To us as, just two parents, man, this was insane. Wow, there's somebody out there in the world who is looking at this case and thinking, we got to do something about this.
The cyber vigilantes direct their message to the Canadian authorities.
Our demands are simple. We want immediate legal action against the individuals in question.
Being juveniles at the time of Rehtaeh's alleged rape, the boys involved were never named. If the police don't reopen the case, Anonymous threatens to reveal their names.
We can confirm the identities of the alleged rapists. We encourage you to act fast.
That's when I think people realize that, there's a lot of people here right now want to know what happened.
We are Anonymous. We do not forgive. We do not forget.
A few days later, online pressure forces unexpected contact on Leah's Facebook account.
A message came in from one of the males. It felt like he was scared. People were so angry. I think he was kind of fearful for what was going to happen to him. So he wrote a big, long message to me on Facebook stating what he recalled of that evening, that it wasn't rape.
It was just, to me, unbelievable what he wrote. It's the first time, really, the whole picture of what happened to Rehtaeh actually came out, and it came out from actually the guy who was there. He said we carried her over to the window, and we hung her out it so she wouldn't get sick in the room. She could throw up outside. And he said, like an idiot, I asked him to take a picture of me. And he smiled for the camera and gave a big thumbs up. And that's what happened to her that night.
I was angry. Oh yeah, I was really angry. Really angry, and now you want to speak? Like, you didn't speak this whole time except for telling this story when you went to school, but now you want to speak? Now you got something to say? So I was pretty angry about that, but they also said, I have writing now. I'm taking this to the police.
Excuse me. The Rehtaeh Parsons case? I've got it all right here.
Now that they have it in writing that it was Rehtaeh in the photograph, the police press charges.
An 18-year-old male is facing 2 counts of distribution of child pornography. A second 18-year-old male is charged with making child pornography and distributing child pornography.
But it isn't all good news.
And it was determined that there was insufficient evidence to support charges of sexual assault.
Did the courts and the police and the justice system do their best to give Rehtaeh Parsons a sense of justice? No, absolutely not. It came too little too late. Way too little, and way, way, way too late. No victim ever deserves something like this.
Over the next 2 years, both boys are found guilty of child pornography offenses, but neither receives jail time. Although the boys' names are known locally, they've never been publicly released.
The only justice in this case, of course, they can't bring Rehtaeh back. The justice is that they learn their lessons and that they become different people because of what happened to them. I don't want them to go out and harm more people.
I feel one of the reasons why Rehtaeh's experience became such a worldwide headline is because people are everywhere are being faced with these same traumas and they just don't know what to do.
Since Rehtaeh's death, Leah and Glenn have campaigned relentlessly against cyberbullying.
Change doesn't happen when people are quiet. Change happens when people are outraged. Enough people have been outraged around the world for the past year that it has, I know in my heart, saved people's lives.
It's made such a good change in schools in Canada. Bullying programs started up because of this. The law changed because of this story.
In 2014, a bill prohibiting the use of any intimate image without consent is introduced into the Criminal Code of Canada.
The internet has made Rehtaeh's story an international story. It's made her face an international face. It's a face that'll never change. She'll be forever 17 years old.
I have a very close connection to her still. She inspires me every single day to heal, to shift. She's an inspiration.
It wasn't for nothing. She didn't go quietly into the night. She went across the sky like a meteor. She's going to be remembered for a long time.